Hey guys, it's Parker here, back with part 4. Yes, part 4 of the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. Please excuse my little outburst. I briefly lost my composure. Most unbecoming behavior for an English gentlewoman. Forgive me. Well, Miss Brett, I think it's time we told the court what actually happened that day. The truth this time. Gladly, Your Excellency. It was I who took the professor's life using Carrere. As he surmised, I chose that particular day for one very important reason. The professor had a dental appointment for the extraction of one of his teeth in the morning. So he planned to kill the professor, knowing that no trace of poison would be found in his water. Because Carrere is unheard of here in Japan. Yes, of course, I never intended to remain at the restaurant for as long as I did. I only needed to see the professor take one tiny sip of his water and it would all be over. I would place the steak I ordered in front of him to make it appear as though he had been dining alone. I leave immediately, however. Before any of that happened, there was an unexpected visitor at the professor's table. That would be me, I suppose? Yes, you. Who else? Such a trifling matter, but the fact that he decided to come over to greet the professor meant that I lost my chance to slip away unnoticed. In due course, the professor took a sip of his water and was paralyzed. I made sure he was sitting at his table such that he wouldn't fall. There was no going back at that point, so I concocted a plan on the spur of the moment. A plan to pin Dr. Wilson's murder on this innocent man. I happened to know that the professor always carried a gun. I decided to use that fact to my advantage. I had the bottle of Carrere in my handbag, and my own pistol concealed under my skirt. Under your skirt? So I was right, there were two guns. Yes. And then I finished my coffee and got up to leave. That's when I noticed the first gun, which you have presumably placed on the floor. Place where you're sure that I will notice it. And everything went according to plan. You noticed the gun as I had attended. And then just as he bent down to pick it up, that's when you shot the professor with your own gun, even though at that point he was already dead. Naturally, the gunshot caused a commotion, at which point the waiter appeared. Obviously, I assumed Naruhodo-san was the culprit and apprehended him. I took him to the pantry that adjoins the kitchen and locked him inside. That's when I took the opportunity to turn the professor's chair around. Because of course, you need to make it look that the defendant has shot Dr. Wilson where he picked up the gun. So there you have it. That is the entirety of my misdemeanor. Your Excellency. Yes? I wonder. Might I speak with you in private later? I shall call on you. Thank you. Good day then, everyone. I hope you can forgive me, Naruto-san. It would seem she's just gonna get away with this. She just murdered someone. It would seem this trial is finally run its course. I presume the prosecution is in agreement. This can't be. Oh, she does not lose. Not the likes of this rookie student. You better start getting used to tough opposition. Green suit Naruhodo. What? Yes. This insulted Aochi family name will never be forgotten. You become conceited with age, Council, but then the old will have to stand aside and make way for the new. It's the way of the world. May you never forget that. 1,000 millennia may pass, and still the Aochi clan will never measure up to the Naruhodo clan. This trial in the Supreme Court of Japan will, I believe, go down in history as the start of a new chapter in our country's judicial system. Despite being summoned as the accused, you, Ryunosuke Naruhodo, presented an excellent case. I thank you, Your Excellency. The use of evidence and deduction to unravel the truth is a modern methodology. After all, it has only been a few short decades since our country opened its doors to the wider world, but the Western ideas of science are rapidly gaining acceptance here. I feel sure that science will soon bring new methods of investigation and new procedures of justice. A new future of law awaits, but what it will look like, I cannot begin to imagine. That is for the young to pursue. Kazuma Sogi. Yes? After this trial, you are set to embark on a journey of discovery to the illustrious British Empire. Learn all you can, absorb everything of the wider world that you are able to. And do not forget to fulfill the mission imposed upon you. I understand, Your Excellency. What was that about? Why do you look so grave all of a sudden? Ah, never mind. As for you, Ryunosuke Naruhodo. Oh, yes? In you, I sense, how can I put it, unusual potential. I very much look forward to seeing how you carry that onwards. Thank you, Your Excellency. It is time to deliver the final verdict. Can't read today. I hereby find the defendant, Ryunosuke Naruhodo. This court is now adjourned. I can't believe it. I can't believe what's happened. I made it. I defended myself and made it through that horrendous trial. Ryunosuke, you finally put it off. Well, I couldn't have done it without you. Thank you, Kazuma. Ha 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 ha. No, it was a pleasure to watch you at work. So, you owe me an extra large sukiyaki rental place on Yumei University Street. Don't forget. Good afternoon. All your hard work has certainly paid off. Congratulations to both of you for providing Naruhodo San's innocence. Ah, our trusty judicial assistant. You worked hard for that result too, you know? Oh no, I didn't do anything. Thank you so much. If we hadn't had that research report of Miss Brett's, I don't know how things would have turned out. Your kind words should really be for my father. I was simply doing as he asked. It was his idea for me to go to university and investigate. Your father? Ah, yes, of course. Speaking of Migatoba, there you are. I believe congratulations are in order. Naruhodo, you did an excellent job. Thank you, Professor. Oh no, it is I who should be thanking you after all. Your efforts exposed the true criminal that took the life of my good friend. Good friend? Oh yes, you mentioned that before. It was you actually invited Dr. Wilson to Yumei University, wasn't it? Yes, that's right. Professor Migatowa studied overseas himself. He went to study forensic medicine in Great Britain. Presumably, that's when you met Dr. Wilson? Exactly. In those days, they worked together in the same hospital. Oh, and you worked together? I've never heard you mention that before. Well, it was a long time ago now, besides. It's your turn, Asugi. Great Britain is a magnificent country. It leads the world. In science, medicine, engineering, culture, and of course, in law. Watch and learn, my boy. See what's happening in the world's largest melting pot. I will learn all that I can. I swear on this, the spirit of the Asugi clan. You're not taking that sword to Great Britain, are you? Of course I am. A Japanese man's katana is his soul. This blade shows me where I need to go. And cuts out anything that's in my way. Yes, I've definitely seen how sharp it is already in my own eyes. You already cut Aochi's hairband off. That reminds me what's happened to the woman. To Giselle Brett, I mean. After all, she's guilty of murder. Ah, yes, her. It's not easy to tell you this, but what do you mean? Sure, she's gonna face trial herself now. She's a chill corporate after all. She'll be leaving Japan in the very near future for Shanghai. What? Shanghai? Giselle Brett will not appear in court again in this country, I'm certain of that. What? But why not? It's a matter of consular jurisdiction. Inspector Hosonaga! It was a hard-fought battle in the courtroom today. Very impressive to watch. I must congratulate. But what's all this about consular jurisdiction? We cannot try this particular foreigner for her crimes here in Japan. What? We can't try her? Because she's like from a different country. I don't know. I don't even know whether the different country trial laws like are even like relevant in this era. Like, I don't even know. Yeah, there it is. There's the law. A British consular court will hear a case. Some are far away or voices can't be heard. But why a consular court? Because she isn't from Japan. Professor, I simply don't understand. I thought consular courts were a thing of the past now that we signed a friendship treaty. Yes, in normal circumstances you're right. Then, so long as it's not a serious incident of highly political nature to our respective governments, they can't invoke a consular court just like that. Oh, can't they? Yes, she's a student, but it doesn't justify our governments making secret agreements about her fate, does it? Something strange is going on. I mean, she's probably from like a really rich family or something. So Miss Brett can't be held accountable for her actions here in Japan. I'm afraid that for the young student. Today's trial was nothing more than a game all along. There was never any danger or comeuppance for her. I don't believe it. The British government's Foreign Affairs Ministry has demanded that we hand over custody of Miss Brett. They're obviously taking this case of a foreign student committing murder very seriously. But it's all going to change from now on. We can make a change. This is time of great turmoil. This new era heralded by the start of the 20th century. One day, I have no doubt, that woman will receive the judgment she deserves. Yes, change is coming, and we're the ones driving it. Well, I think that's enough seriousness for now. This evening calls for a celebratory drink. But Professor... You're right, this is no time for gloomy faces. We should be celebrating Eunice's not guilty verdict. Start having some fun. Let's ignore the corrupt government system for now. The corrupt law system for now. In that case, might I suggest La Carnival? As the head waiter, I should be delighted to provide you with ample food and drink. You're a detective Hosonaga-san, aren't you? Let's not worry about details for now. To La Carnival, will you accompany us, Professor? Yes, I will go eat at the restaurant where my friend died. Of course, La Carnival's food is second to none. I shall go and attend to the paperwork for Naruhodo-san's release. Oh yes, thank you. Damn, you're just gonna do the difficult paperwork, okay? So Giselle Brett won't be tried here. I suppose that means I'll never know. I'll never find out why she killed Dr. Wilson. Kazuma. Yes, Ryosu. I just want to say thanks again, that's all. You really saved my skin today. I didn't do a thing. You were the lawyer there, weren't you? The defense is all your work. Your skills made the difference though. One day I bet you'll be the best lawyer in the world. I'm not so sure about that. To be honest, something kept occurring to me over and over again during that trial. I couldn't help think that maybe you're the one that's become a great lawyer, not me. What? Come on, be serious. If I helped you today, it was only right at the very start of the trial. But you have a natural talent for it. For being a defense lawyer, I mean. Oh no, not me. All that tense verbal comment. I never want to go through that ever again. I did what you told me to, that's all. Because I knew I could trust you. That's the point. Sorry? What do you mean that's the point? Listen, Ryunsu. Do you know what the most crucial weapon is that any liar needs in order to win? Knowledge of the law? No. The ability to believe. To believe? To believe what? A defense lawyer has to fight for his clients. He has to believe in them at all times. Like you believed in me when I said I didn't do it. I'm human just like you. I don't have some superhuman ability to know the truth. But you have to make a choice about what to believe in and stick to when you're defending someone. Sometimes in the courtroom, you can really be backed into a corner. But being able to remain faithful to what you chose to believe in even then, well, this is something that anyone can do. It takes a special kind of person. Believing in your client. Just look at today's trial. I'm a student lawyer with precious little real experience, but you never stopped believing in me. Well, you face seemingly hopeless situations time and again, but you never stopped looking for the truth. And in the end, you found it through your own efforts, and because you never stopped believing in me. Thanks, Kazuma. Sorry, my voice is like dying. There's something I want to ask you actually, Yunosuke. Well, it's a favor really. Something very important to me. It sounds serious. What is... Da, you're still here, are you? Oh, Inspector Hosonaga. I've arranged some rickshaws for us. Let's go. Thank you, I'll be right there. Let's pick up this conversation later. We should be celebrating right now. Your first court victory. And your study tour to Great Britain, don't forget. Ah yes, that too. So my very first trial came to an end. Kazuma, Professor Mikotoba, Susato-san, who acted as my assistant. The bro, Inspector Hosonaga, who didn't really play much of a part, but still. It was because of the help and support of all these people that I managed to get through that trial. But more importantly, Kazuma hadn't yet managed to ask his favor of me. Little did I realize just how much it would change my life. Alright, and that was the end of the first trial. The adventure at the Unbreakable Speckled Band.
In a corner of that small, dark room, Sholmes and I waited with bated breath. In time, there came from the ventilator a hiss and a soft, almost growl-like sound. Suddenly, Sholmes sprang into action, lashing furiously with his cane at a point in the darkness. "You see it, Wilson?" he yelled, his tense voice reverberating through the air. I raised my dark lantern's shutter, and the room slowly came into view. Sholmes was staring intently at one particular corner, and he started whispering to me. The victim's most perplexing final words. The Speckled Band. I believe this is the terrible coil to which she referred, Wilson. In front of us was an enormous adder, its fangs bared as it threatened to strike. It truly was the most terrible speckled band I had ever seen.
January, 6:37 a.m. on board the steamship Buria.
So then, let us unravel this mystery and discover what events led to this curious murder. Pray, do excuse me. The cabin door was bolted from the inside when the man was killed. No marks to suggest the bolt was tampered with in any way. So, this would appear to be a locked room mystery. In his final moments, the victim scrawled a message on the floor. Almost certainly with the ink from this upset bottle. A Russian word. So the victim was a Russian man then. And the letters are well formed, suggesting he was compos mentis at the time. This is a most extraordinary script. and evidently not penned by the same hand as this message. In fact, I deduce it was written by someone of a different nationality. This paper seal was placed just prior to the incident, by the victim himself, I would venture. Well, what have we here?
Who are you, and what do you think you're doing here?
No one must touch before maritime police come. We must wait!
Shh. That won't be necessary. You see, in less than 5 seconds from now, I will reveal the killer to you.
What? Don't be absurd. This is murder. I need cabin locked from inside.
Ah yes, the locked room. But that mystery is paper thin.
You don't mean the culprit is in there?
Who are you, and where have you come from?
I'm a great British consultant detective, the only one in the world. Sherlock Holmes. I presume you must have heard of me.
Ugh, my head is throbbing. What's going on? Something's not right here. There's trouble in the air. Wait, I can't move. Arg, what in the... Why am I in handcuffs? So you wake up now, We had to drag you out the wardrobe. I do not believe how you could now wake up. You are a true cold-blooded man. You found me then. We found you, and now you pay, criminal. How long are you hiding in that tiny wardrobe, sorry. Now you have been found. It's time to admit your crimes. Unless you want to find out how cold the ocean is, No, I'll tell you everything. There's only one thing I like to know from you. Isn't that... Why did you do it? Why did you take his life? Mr. Sato. Wait, what did you just say? Take his life? Where is he? Where's Kazuma? Ha! You pretend you do not know? You're a wolf in the sheep's pelt. You are the killer. Do not try to make excuses. What? Kazuma-sama's body was discovered not long ago. Here, in this very cabin that was bolted shut from the inside. His body? Please, do not try to tell us you are doing this terrible thing in your sleep. Kazuma's dead? But he can't be. And these handcuffs, sure you don't think I have to know. Why did you take Kazuma-sama's life? Answer me, please! No. No! Kazuma, it was just 2 short weeks ago. Are you sure about this? Won't we get in trouble? Hahaha. Don't you find it funny being a stowaway? Besides, how else did you come to Ingham and me's study? It was really something else when they brought your legs in here earlier, though. The way that Russian crewman just tossed the traveling case into the floor, I thought I was going to die. Yes, I still can't quite believe that. I really didn't think you'd be able to fit inside my trunk. You must be even less of a man than you look. Hey, honestly, I thought I'd broken every bone in my body. Well, it's about 50 days until we dock into Great Britain. But if you confine yourself into my cabin here, I don't expect anyone to discover you. Ugh, I hope not. I get the feeling this Russians wouldn't be very forgiving of a stowaway. They're a sturdy bunch, that's for sure. What I want to know is, why do you want to keep it a secret from a young lady? From our faithful judicial assistant Mikotoba, you mean? From your close friend. More to the point. Surely we could confide in her, couldn't we? I don't believe she'd give me away. No, but if she knew what he'd done, that'd make her guilty by association. It's best that only you and I know about this. I suppose so. Anyway, it's about time that the steward is supposed to come and clean the cabin. I know it's crap, but I better get in there, I think. It won't be for long. And anyway, compared to hiding inside my traveling case, it'll be a breeze. Yes, but what if the steward decides to open the wardrobe for some reason? Then I'll be in for it. Stop worrying. I'll tell you what. Why don't you write keep out or something in this piece of paper? What? Then I can stick it over the wardrobe doors once you're inside. We've only been at sea for about 15 days. How can this have happened? We were supposed to be going on this adventure to England together. We leave you at next port. Stay quiet until then. Don't make more trouble for yourself. Murderer. No, I'm not a murderer. Da, you said before. You see, invent everything about your crimes. No, that's not right. I mean, yes, I just stowed away on this ship, but murdering my best friend? No one else could have done it. Admit the truth. Susato-san. Please, tell me what happened. I need to know. Very well. But there's something I'd like to ask of you too. Ugh, those eyes. She looks like she's ready to destroy me. This time is getting worse by the minute. I suppose all I could do is try to find out what really happened. He really has to kill her, hasn't he? This is just a bad dream. And these handcuffs, they think I did it? They think I'm Kazuma's killer? When they found it, the cabin was locked from the inside. What do you mean? There's no access to the cabin via a portable window, and the bolt from the door can't be operated from outside. In other words, after the crime, the culprit couldn't have escaped these four walls. What? So presumably that means there are no obvious external signs of injury then? That's true, yes. Okay, about the incident. I was waiting outside his cabin as I have every day so far in this voyage, but this morning he did not come. I could sense that he wouldn't. Does that mean he was already dead when Susato-san arrived at this cabin door, I wonder? I knocked, but there was no reply. Then I started becoming worried, so I went to find a member of the crew. The crewman forced the cabin door open and we managed to get inside. There was Kazuma-sama collapsed on the floor. But like, I don't think Kazuma knows any Russian. Why would he write down on the floor? It was probably this was probably fabricated, right? And the white tape there now shows exactly where it was found, I suppose. I had no idea anything happened. I must have been asleep in the wardrobe somehow. I wish it wasn't the case, but that's just very hard to believe. This is all very hard to believe for me too, trust me. Now I've told you everything that I know, so it's my turn to ask you a question. Yes, alright. My head feels so heavy, so throbbing like anything. But why? I'm afraid I don't really know the reason myself. I don't understand. Kazuma, why do you want this? What's the real reason? Why go to such extreme lengths to smuggle me to England with you? It's an idea that's been in my mind ever since the end of the Incredible trial. I think I told you, didn't I, that you ought to become a lawyer yourself. Well, yes, you did say that, but I didn't think you were serious. You have a talent for it, I can assure you of that. But I never really thought about becoming a lawyer. Well, that's something you can decide for yourself. London is at a spirit, a culture of development, the center of the world in many ways. There can't be any harm in seeing such an important place with your own eyes, can there? Well, no, definitely not. But on a personal level, if you were to become a lawyer, then what? Nothing. Forget it. Kazuma-sama's, he was always saying the same thing, that he wanted to change the Japanese legal system. Perhaps he thought that he could do that with you. Yes, maybe, but something's still bothering me a little. The look in his eyes then, it was darker than I have ever seen it before. Susato-san, I'm sorry that we kept this secret from you, my stowing away on this ship, I mean. If I know Kazuma-sama, I expect he was trying to protect me, to avoid me becoming guilty by association. That's exactly right, yes, word perfect in fact. So deeply that it didn't even stir when Kazuma-sama was killed? Well, yes. I know it sounds unbelievable, really I do, but it's true. If only I'd woken up, then perhaps I wouldn't be in this predicament. And for some reason, my head's still dropping like anything. Somebody probably hit you in the head, dude. Really? Is something wrong? Oh, no, it's... Please forget it. Susato-san, you have to believe me, I didn't do it. I really don't want to doubt you, but the trouble is, there's no one else that could possibly have done this. Ugh. Kazuma, I don't understand why. Why did this have to happen? Ark, I can't take this. Don't try to go anywhere. You're the perpetrator of this crime. You can't leave. I can't allow that to happen. I'm sorry, but Kazuma's killed right under my nose here and I didn't do anything to stop it. And now I'm supposed to just sit around with my hands tied while whoever did this walks free? No, I can't allow that to happen. Well, what do you propose to do then? I'm going to investigate. I'm going to find out exactly what happened here. I'm going to work out who took Kazuma's life and how and why they did it. So I'm sorry, but you're going to have to excuse me. Hi-ya! What the? That was a Susato takedown. A Susato what? What martial art form is that? I'm going to need you to prove it. Sorry, prove it? Yes, your innocence. I need evidence. But how am I supposed to... Have you forgotten already? What did you achieve just a few weeks ago? You successfully defend yourself in court of law. Ah, I see. She's expecting to present some conclusive evidence. I have to get Susato-san to believe me. I'll show her some evidence right now that proves I'm not guilty of this awful crime.
Yes!
Tell me, when I was discovering the wardrobe before, was this piece of paper stuck over the doors? Oh, yes it was. I remember clearly. I thought so. Kazuma always put it in place whenever I went to sleep in there. Just in case the camera steward or another crew member decided to look inside. So naturally, he did the same last night as well. Ah! Yes, of course. The gentleman discovered you peeled that sign from the wardrobe doors before he opened them. But if I were truly the culprit, I couldn't have climbed back inside the wardrobe and stuck this on outside the doors on my own. Yes, that's quite true. In other words, it's impossible that I killed Kazuma. Well, even if you're sprawled hopelessly on the floor, I can see why Kazuma-sama thought so highly of you. Thank you, Susato-san. Now, do you think perhaps you can help me up? Well, in the light of that evidence, I don't see any reason why I should stop you from investigating here at least. Thank you. So you finally believe me? I'm sorry. No. What? I'm not sure yet. I can't rule out the possibility they used some sort of conjuring trick to put the sign back in position. What did she think I am, a magician? For now, I suggest you investigate as thoroughly as possible in here. I'll do the same. Alright, let's get to work, Susato-san. Please don't misunderstand me. I still have my doubts. Oh. I shall be watching you to make sure you do nothing that might disturb the crime scene. I wouldn't want you to use the conjuring tricks to distort evidence, for example. Right. Well, anyway, I should make a start investigating here. Examine everything I can. Kazuma, I swear. I'll avenge your death. Alright, let's, okay, so I'm gonna save and then I'm gonna examine. And then depending on the examination parts, I may like just read it instead of... I may just read the dialogue instead of saying the dialogue, so I don't know. Okay. Yeah, let's converse. Okay, maybe. Let's just examine for now. Whenever I'm examining things, I always find myself so focused I forget to look around properly. Yes, that's not good. I don't suppose you're as foolish as me in that regard, are you, Naruto-san? Okay, so I can look around the surroundings like that. Alright. Thank you, Susato. Let's do that. Yes, in the interest of cultural research, obviously. I suppose nobody comes for lowly Japanese people. No. no, I'm sure it's just that everyone's busy, that's all. She looks so disappointed. So this ventilator is connected to the next room, you say? That's suspicious, isn't it? He was in the middle of writing it when the incident happened. Let's see what it says. It could be a valuable clue. Hiya! That's out of the question. What? Kazuma-sama may have departed this world, but you must not read his private thoughts. But what is something important, something relevant to the case? Alright, I won't read it. Maybe it's from the waves or something, I don't know. Cause like when you're on a boat, it's not land. You're basically on the sea, and the sea is always moving, so maybe it's from that? I don't know. I don't know, man. Wait, why'd you arrange it back? Oh, okay. Well, alright then. Alright then. Alright then. Alright then. These are the rules of passage for travel aboard the SS Boreal. It's essentially a list of requests from the captain to all passengers on board. Passengers must not keep weapons or other dangerous objects in their cabins. Pets are also strictly forbidden. What? Why are you staring at me? Oh, sorry, I was just thinking. Are you more of a dangerous object or a pet? I can't decide. Well, one thing's for sure, either way, I wasn't supposed to be in here. It pains me to admit, but I don't know. I don't know, it looks like Russian to me. The writing on the floor, what the... Who's that? He was there a minute ago. As far as the kid, looks like he might be European. Why is he like that? How did he... He knows the man too, have you? I have no idea who he is or how he got in here, but he looks suspicious and tall. Suspiciously tall. Now hold us that, don't tell me. Do you really not know who that is? Well, no. I don't have any foreign friends or acquaintances at all. Well, in that case, you simply must talk with him. Am I just imagining it, or does his Santa look almost uncontrollably excited? By the way, I expect you noticed already, but just in case. If you press A on people, okay. There's nothing on the table at all. Okay, that's strange. Okay, I guess you're talking to this weirdo now. Excuse me. Excuse me, do you have a moment? Shh, this is a critical point in my investigation. Maybe I should leave him alone. He seems a little unfriendly. Yes, perhaps that would be for the best. Greetings! I hope I haven't kept you long. Ah! What exactly were you doing? Because it was desk just now? Ah, I see. Fascinating. Sorry, what do you see? It's like he's looking right through me. Oh yes, everything is clear now. The train of reasoning has run its course. My deductions have crystallized. You have been in Afghanistan, I perceive. Just recently returned, if I'm not mistaken. Sorry? What? And now, whilst venturing toward foreign clients, you find yourself in the most troubling predicament. Oh, well, that's true at least. But how? How the deuce did I know that? Perhaps? It was really a most elementary deduction, hardly worth explaining. Have you perhaps managed to deduce anything else? But of course, a great many things. There's no mystery, my dear madame. For example, you have fled your native land of Russia, being, as you are, a merciless revolutionary. You leave 16 victims of assassination in your wake and now travel to England to blow up the Crystal Tower. What? And when the Bourbon occupant of this very cabin discovered your identity, you ended his life too. Yes, I believe that summarizes the facts beautifully. No need to hide the truth now. Nothing to seize these eyes. Just to be clear, you are talking about me, are you? Certainly I am. Do you see another cabin fits the bill? A Russian assassin with 16 victims whose name? I don't even see one person who fits the bill. So it's true. It was you, this is Kazuma-sama. What? And now, and you're plotting a revolution too. It's a shameful behavior, Naruto-san. Absolutely wicked. No, listen, just the way Now explain yourself. Tell me everything. This is ridiculous. How could you do it? For pity's sake, open your eyes. I'm not a Russian revolutionary, obviously. Oh, forgive me. And as for you, what kind of deduction was that? You're just saying the first thing that came into your head. Ah, but was I not right? Whilst venturing toward foreign clients, you do find yourself in the most troubling predicament, do you not? Well, yes, maybe. Ha! There you have it, you see. What do you make of that, Well, to be honest, the ship is en route to England, and I'm in handcuffs at the scene of a murder. So I'm not really sure you could call it deduction. It's more plain observation. Indeed, an observation, my dear boy, is the basis of all deduction. My method is founded upon the observation of trifles. You see, I announce my findings with brassy certitude, and more often than not, I'm right. I don't think you've interested yourself. Ah, my apologies. How remiss of me. I am none other than the greatest detective of a century, known to men and women the world over. The inimitable Sherlock Holmes! Wow, they actually changed the freaking name. It's really you, the actual Sherlock Holmes. The very same, the inimitable, actual Sherlock Holmes. Do you know this man, Susato-san? The most famous detective in the world? Not Hoto-san, of course I do. Just nobody hasn't heard of him. What planet have I been living on then? We must ask him what he's deduced. We will have worked out the entire case already, I'm sure. Really? Why do I feel so uneasy about this? So, you're a great detective, are you? Sorry, what was your name again? Indeed, I'm not a Sherlock Holmes. I see. You're German? Herlock, was it? No, I have no her. I mean, I have hair. Please call me Sholmes. You can read all about my exploits in this exciting London publication. Oh. And you've read so many of your own stories, you started to think you really are a detective? Make no mistake, I'm not the poor deluded fellow you took before. Your influence is backward. Backward? My trusty biographer records my greatest detective achievements and chronicles them in the magazine. You have a biographer, do you? Doesn't everyone? Mine goes by the name of Dr. Wilson, presently keeping shop in London. Dr. Wilson? I must say, thanks to that publication, I've been fantastically busy of late. Why, this very moment, returning from Asia, having solved the mystery of a cursed royal crown. Really? Really? Right. How can you look me in the eye and claim that? So you see, I have a term both for observation, for deduction, and fame. That is what makes me the one and only Herlock Sholmes. Oh my god. The victim wasn't Russian though, he's Japanese. That's the Russian word for wardrobe. Do you really think Kasuma's not gonna let the dying message in Russian? He's Japanese though, why would he leave it in Russian? What? What? No? What? Why is it that I'm Russian too? And after he killed... Oh, okay. If we presume that Naruhodo killed Kazuma, why would he go into the wardrobe to sleep after killing Kazuma? You don't make... This doesn't make any sense right now. What do you mean it's traditional dress of the Russian people? No, it's not. No, it's not. It's Zato. Certainly, if it interests you. How many times I'm not Russian and I don't speak Russian? Your deduction just now. Can we talk about your deduction before the things you conclude about me, I mean? The now famously accurate troubling predicament you found yourself in. Actually, it was the other details I was more hoping to discuss. You know, the merciless Russian revolutionary and Assassin 16 part. Ah yes, the more sordid details. It was a fairly commonplace deduction. Here we have this morning's paper. The main headline reads... What the... Revolutionary villain Bolsheviks flees Russia via Shanghai. This vessel made a port call at Shanghai yesterday, and last night the young Russian was murdered. He's not Russian! Since when was Kazuma Russian? It sounds like Mr. Sholm has concluded he was Russian because of what Kazuma-san wrote on the floor. I don't look anything like this man. Just look at his face. Well, you're a fearsome revolutionary after all. Therefore, you have no doubt learned to revolutionize your appearance as well. That doesn't make any sense at all. And I might add, your name does not appear on the ship's passenger list, so need I say more? Well, that's because I'm a stowaway. What about the other details? The 16 victims of assassination blowing up the Crystal Tower? Ah yes. The journalist clearly interviewed a man and printed all its particulars in the article. Do revolutionaries usually agree to interviews with newspaper reporters, I wonder? And what about the part where he said he was just returning from Afghanistan? Also quite clearly stated here in the article. I just think you're full of shit, Schultz. This is interesting. Have you found something relevant, Naruto-san? Well, no, I think it might be interesting. It looks like it might be interesting. I can't read a single word, I'm afraid. No, nor can I. Perhaps it's about a beautiful young Russian princess, do you think? She's very pretty, isn't she? I suppose you enjoy articles like this, do you? I don't know. I can't make any sense of it. Ah, I'm glad you noticed this article. Ah! Allow me to give you a short summary of its contents. Oh, thank you. He pops up everywhere, this Mr. Sholmes. It's about the disappearance of a young lady last night. Renowned prima ballerina of the Novovich Ballet disappears from Shanghai. During a performance in Shanghai, the famous dancer was reported missing. She is, of course, the talented young Nikolina Pavlova. Why are Russian names so hard to remember? It would appear the woman was in costume when she was found missing from her dressing room. Wearing the diamond tiara you see pictures is worth some 20,000 rubles. Oh, how much is 20,000 rubles? I have no idea, but I'm quite sure. It must be an unbelievable sum of money. Susato-san's eyes are shining like diamonds themselves. The tiara is the property of the Novovich Ballet. It was seen the doctor is beside herself with worry. Yes, I'm not surprised. The company is most anxious to recover both Miss Pavlova and the valuable tiara. They've requested international assistance at all ports of sailings to Great Britain. Could this be another case of a Russian fleeing his or her country? It does seem to be the Russian thing to do. I'm not even going to identify that with a response, Mr. Naruhodo. Okay. The pair of you floundering is sorry. Allow me to offer some assistance. The article on the front page of the newspaper is concerned with a fearsome Russian revolutionary. It reads, Revolutionary villain Bolshevik flees Russia via Shanghai. Yes, he told us that before. Okay guys, that'll be it for part 4 of The Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.